We are being joined by some very special people. Dr. Ricardo Flores is here from Blank Children's Hospital, and also Michael and Amy Schroet are joining us because it is Organ Donation Awareness Month. Not sure you're very aware of that, which is the reason we're talking about it. And this is something that is very important, isn't it, Doctor?
It's extremely important. There is a tremendous need for awareness for organ donation in this country. There are a lot of people, thousands, hundreds of thousands of people in this country who are waiting for an organ.
Now, when people hear organ donations, one of the questions we have is, what are you talking about? Are you talking about your heart, your lungs? What type of organs are we looking for, or is it more than just those two items?
Oh, it's definitely more. When we talk about organ donation, we talk about everything from heart, lungs, kidneys, liver, pancreas, intestines now.
Really?
Skin, bones, eyes, corneas.
Wow. I didn't know all that.
Well, I think the big thing here is the only time I ever hear about organ donation is when I go to renew my driver's license.
Yes.
It's not really talked about other than that one moment in our lives. Why is that, do you think?
Well, it's a sensitive subject. It's not an easy talk to have in the midst of a cocktail party. Hey, are you interested in donating organs?
Hey, are you a donor? You want to see my card? Yeah.
But yeah, people sometimes will say, well, I did put yes or no on my driver's license, and unfortunately, it's really limited to that, to the majority of our communities. But it's something, hopefully, that months like this, the Organ Donation Awareness Month, will bring this topic to the forefront because it's such an important topic.
So people can have that conversation,
yes.
because it needs to happen.
Yes, and I do think it's very important to make your feelings known, and whether it is by putting a yes on your driver's license, but also more importantly, speaking to your family members, because if you by chance are the person who passes away and are eligible to donate, others are going to be making that decision for you on your behalf. And if they know, yes, I have a yes on my driver's license, and yes, I'm adamant, I really am a strong supporter of the concept, then maybe it'll make it an easier decision for your family to go ahead with that.
Now, if somebody is considering this, maybe they don't have it checked on their license, and they are considering it now, is there an age limitation as to when you can be an organ donor or not?
No, you could be an organ donor as early as infancy. It is a matter of the circumstances, and the normal process is the person who is donating organs. For the majority of these cases, it's secondary to a very unfortunate event, an accident, some type of trauma that leaves the patient brain dead. And at that point, it behooves the medical community and the organ donation community to start bringing up that topic to the family members, the parents, and bringing that up as an option going forward. It's a difficult topic, as you can imagine, a very sensitive topic. And over the course of the many years that I've been practicing intensive care medicine, I've had these conversations on dozens and dozens of occasions, and it's never easy, but it's amazing the interactions and the people that you meet, the parents that are giving of their lives, of their child's life, to make somebody else's life that much better.
And that's exactly what Michael and Amy had the unfortunate chance to do. But it has really, it has changed so many people's lives, hasn't it?
Yes.
Absolutely. It was after we knew that we were not going to be able to bring our daughter home. She was about 2. We were approached about this option, and it's not something that we had ever discussed. We'd ever talked about. Most parents, when they have small kids, they don't think of, well, what's going to happen? Am I going to want to donate my child's organs? And they approached us, and it just seemed very natural for us. We barely had any conversation between the two of us. We were approached. We thought this was a great thing to help other families. We weren't getting our miracle, but other families could. And what was great about it is after everything kind of calmed down and we talked, we thought we'd pressured each other into it because we didn't have that conversation. But we didn't. And that's lucky for the two of us, but I encourage parents just to have a passing conversation. If that, is this something we want to do to provide life to somebody else and other people?
Because you really did that. How amazing is that? And do we know how many lives you guys touched?
Well, her liver went to a 2.5-year-old little boy. Her small intestines went to a 7-month-old. And actually, her kidneys as a pair went to a 50-year-old woman.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. That is amazing. I didn't realize there was that much crossover between a child and an adult.
You try to meet, I say you, the organizations that try to match the organs with the recipients. They do a tremendous job of finding where the needs are and how close the needs are, and the matching of the availability with what the needs are. It's an incredible operation. The folks from Our Donor Network, they are such professionals in what they do. Fortunately, everything's on computers, so that they're able to disseminate information to others and get information from others, and then the process is matching which is the best match, where is the best match. I would imagine we try to do for ours that are closer at home, but we have organs that are flown cross-country for the best match at that available time.
Because there's such a major need for organs.
Yes, the need is incredible.
What's the waiting list, for example, for certain things here in Iowa? Because there obviously is a waiting list.
There are more people that die while on the waiting list than what receive organs on a yearly basis. So it's not even a matter of, well, what is the waiting list? The waiting list is too great. It's just that you would never want to wish anything bad upon families that, oh, we need more organs. That's not what we're saying. But there are instances where there are organ donation potentials that families turn down, and nobody's going to criticize them for saying no. But there's so many more out there that just don't even know to make that decision with
so many that could be used that didn't have an ability
might not be
to
aware.
do it. Right. Now, what are some of the reasons that people give for not, like, even though it's their own prerogative, but what's some of the reasons they give? Is it religious reasons or?
Well, there are really no religions that condemn or prohibit organ donations.
Okay.
Some may not agree upon receiving organs, but in terms of donating, there's really no religious foundation amongst the main religions of this world.
So it really is a sense of awareness.
It could just be a tough choice. First of all, I want to say your daughter is absolutely adorable, and I'm so sorry for her loss, and thank you so much for your courage in donating your organs. What would you say to family members that are out here hearing this, hearing your personal story, that need to get that conversation started? What would you say to them so they can start thinking about possibly making this choice down the line?
I would say that it has to do with things as simple as we talk about having a will, you talk about estate planning, you talk about all these other facets of life, of what happens when the family's going to be okay when you're gone. We don't talk about what do you do with the individual. I mean, very few people even talk about final expense or funeral arrangements or those kind of things, unless you're at a certain age. And these things, just planning, makes the ends so much easier. You know what to do, you know what the expectations was, and in the case of parents with small children, it kind of helps take that step and make an easier step, because you've already had that conversation. You're simply implementing the plan, not having to hash it out, because in that moment every parent goes through different emotions, and the last thing you want is to have one more conversation about one more thing.
Right.
And so the more you can have, and it doesn't need to be this big long 6-hour seminar, it's just, have you ever thought about donating organs? No, I haven't. Well, do you think this is something we want to do? I think we could, and that's
it could be as simple as that. It could be as simple as that. Well, thank you for your daughter giving more life to other people out there. That's absolutely incredible.
And Doctor, thank you for everything you do and help draw more awareness to what folks. If you haven't checked it off on your license, if you haven't thought about it, please do so, because so many lives could be affected by something you can do. It takes you a couple of seconds to do. You can change lives forever. So,
and let your family members know what your wishes are.
There you go.
Wonderful. Thank you, Doctor, for being here.
Thank you. Thank you for your.
See, Amy, you did great. It wasn't so bad, was it? Told you, it's just us. Okay, wonderful. Thank you, Michael. Thank you. We'll be right back. It is 8:51. You're watching Great Day Live in Des Moines.